All right, welcome to the good, the bad, and the really bad of my Disneyland Paris excursion. So just to give you a tiny bit of background, I am a Disney person. I have been a Disney person for years and years, and my son is a Disney person. We grew up in California, so Disneyland is my home park, so that is what I'm generally used to. I have been to Disney World a couple of times, so all the information I'm giving you is kind of a perspective of what I went through at Disneyland Paris from a mostly Disneyland, somewhat Disney World aficionado. Having been to Paris once before, it was about 30 years ago. Hang on, my cat is being a little... Okay, so that's my background. So we went out to Disney Paris, had been there once before 30 years ago, had only been to the original Disney park. Don't really remember very much about it, but I wanted to take my son. We wanted to go to a new park. We spent Christmas at in Paris and then in Disney. So this was a Saturday, Sunday, Monday trip in the parks. We did Disneyland, then Hollywood Studios, and then Disneyland again. That was the plan. Didn't quite go that way. So let's get started. Number one, the train. The train really only has good and neutral. Let's go there. The train was pretty inexpensive. We picked up the train at the Charles de Gaulle Étoile, which is right by the Arc de Triomphe in Paris city center. We paid about, I think it was like $11 for both of us for the one-way ticket to get to Disneyland Village. So that was great. It was a very efficient way to get there. It was a one or two stops maybe in between. So it was very quick. I think less than an hour to get out there. Train was comfortable. We got a seat, sat. It was great. The bad, not really the train's fault. But we got into the train station, came out. It wasn't really clear which way to go. Again, we had been spending 3 days in Paris, so I'm not sure if it was just I wasn't paying attention. We went out the door with the intent to walk through Disney Village. We got to the Disney Village. Unfortunately, it was blocked off. It was like one-way only exit to go into the train station. Couldn't find another way into the Disney Village. Didn't really see anybody in there. I think we were there about 9 o'clock in the morning. This was a Saturday. So they said, no, you have to go take the trains or the buses. So that's what we ended up doing. We ended up walking around and we got on the bus. The bus goes to the New York hotel, which is the new like Marvel theme hotel. We live very close to New York, so we didn't have an interest in staying there. We ended up at the Sequoia Lodge, which was a great choice. So we got on the bus, stopped at the New York, stopped at our hotel, got out. We did have to go through security, which, I mean, hey, be safe, which was fine. We had to put our bags into, like, I mean, an entire, like, airport security, bags into the x-ray machine. Again, wasn't a problem. Be safe. Great. No worries. Let's talk about the hotel. Good things about the hotel. The hotel was nice, conveniently located. It was a really nice theme. It was kind of like a Bambi Woodsy theme. However, the name of the restaurant in there is called the Hunter's Grill. I'm sorry. I felt like that was kind of in poor taste. I get it, but it was also like, ugh. Anyway, but that's neither here nor there. Beds were comfortable. A shower was very hot. However, so was the room. So let's get to the bad. The room was very hot. It said it was 65 degrees according to the room. However, it definitely was not 65 degrees in that room. And there was no way to make it cooler than that at any time. So I was actually pretty warm a lot of the time we were in there and sleeping. So I opened the window. We had one small window that we could kind of crack open about maybe 3 inches. However, outside of our window, we were on I guess the equivalent to the first floor. We weren't ground level. Maybe we went down to go to the restaurant. But it was like even up top. I don't know how to describe it. First floor. Anyway, when we opened the windows, there was fairly loud music. We were pretty close to a speaker, I think, where the room was in particular. Very close to a speaker, pretty loud music. A lot of it was kind of country, Christmassy music. It went on well past 10 o'clock, which to me was a little bit late. So take that with, you know, how you will. It wasn't too bad. Now let's talk about the neutral. We did eat breakfast at the buffet twice. Didn't expect to eat breakfast at all at the hotel, but we ended up eating breakfast, and we'll go over why later. It was about $25 a person. I think it was 24 euros, which ends up being probably actually more like $26, $27 a person, depending. Mostly what I had was the pain au chocolat. We had some croissants. Both of those were amazing. Some bacon, and then a little bit of meat and cheeses. The rest of the stuff, the Mickey waffles were dry. The little pancake maker, they were like thin and didn't really have any good flavor. The eggs were scrambled, and I don't know, they were so like fluffy and I can't really even explain. I didn't take pictures. The eggs were a big no for me. Anyway, I did get some coffee, which was great. They had coffee and juice and hot chocolate and all that stuff. And I tell you that despite there being very little to really eat at breakfast, it was the best meal I had over the 3 days. Yeah. Okay. Here's what you've been waiting for. The really bad. Let's talk about Sunday night in our hotel. We went to the bar for a Christmas drink and charcuterie. It was Christmas night. We wanted to go enjoy ourselves, have a drink, have a charcuterie board. So we get there. Takes quite a while for our servers in Paris. I've heard a lot of stuff, but it gets worse. So the guy finally comes over. He had a couple big groups, totally understand. So he finally comes over, takes our order. I got like their special hot chocolate. My son got one of their mocktails, and then we ordered the charcuterie board. It finally came, and water. Keep that in mind. We also ordered water. So we get the charcuterie board, we get the drinks. I was supposed to get like a special mug. It didn't come. They brought me the mug separate, which was fine. Didn't get any water, but he started in on the charcuterie board, and he was asking me about the cheese, and I said, I think that's brie cheese. It should be, but I was drinking my drink, so I wasn't paying attention to the cheese quite yet. I start to look at the cheese, and I'm thinking, gosh, this is not soft like a brie cheese should be. So I start to look at it, and I'm like, and I pick it up, and it's very crumbly and hard in the middle, and I'm like, this is not brie cheese. And then I look at the other cheese, which I think was a camembert. Also very like, ugh. I have photos of these, but I don't know how to put them on here. I'm very new to TikTok and all this stuff, but I can get you photos. I finally go up to the bar. I said, hey, look, it's been quite a while. I think it was at least a good 30 minutes. I went up and asked for water because we were very thirsty, winter, dry. I asked for some water, and then I let the guy know at the front. I said, hey, I think the cheese on our charcuterie board is bad. And he's like, what? So he comes over, very nice, comes over, looks at it. I said, is this brie? And they said, yes. I said, well, if you feel the brie here, it's very hard, and here it's soft. So I knew like it was supposed to be, the soft, creamy brie. And I said, this is not. And my son had already eaten some of what I think was the camembert. But it was just not good. So he asked if we wanted another one. He mentioned something about a freezer. I assume it was not bad cheese per se, but I think it was like stored probably in a refrigerator or something and it just wasn't properly stored, and I think it just was bad. So I said, absolutely not. This was coming off of, we'll get to even bad earlier. This was like our last full day in Paris was Christmas. And I said, no, I really don't want to get another one and have it be bad. So we're like, just please, I want to just give it up and no. Then went back. I had to go back at one point and get more water from the bar because our server was nowhere to be found. I don't know if he went on break. I don't know if he was off shift and then didn't talk to the new guy about coming over. But I ended up going to the bar twice to get water for us. We never got like a carafe of water. And eventually we ended up leaving. That was like the end of that meal. But my son did get sick and threw up that night. I'm pretty sure it was because of the cheese. So part one, there we go. The good, the bad, the neutral, and the very bad of the hotel, which was the Sequoia Lodge, and the train. Just so you know, the lodge itself was beautiful. The pool was very cool. They had some character meet and greets going on right outside of our door, more or less. I did like the hotel. This food experience was pretty bad, but I would stay there again. I wouldn't necessarily eat there, but I would stay there again. All right, that is it. Part 2 is coming up. I don't know what you guys want to talk about. The people, the rides, the food at the park, the shows. What do you want to know next? Stay tuned. Follow for part 2.